So there are a lot of pathways forward for the Republicans in the House. Follow history and tradition, which says that we have two basic things we must do: keep this government open and pay the bills that we incurred. Simple. It's not complicated. If anyone tells you it's complicated, laugh, because it isn't. If you're a family and you incur bills, you pay them or you're deadbeat. In the old days, people used to go to jail. We stopped that. Now we have bankruptcy filing. Pay your bills, Republicans. Pay your bills. Keep the government going. Very simple path. Take our bill we just passed. It's neutral. It has no policy in it. It keeps the spending going. We haven't added any of our wonderful things we would like to see and do. We kept it clean, put it on the floor. It passed 54 to 44 and voted. And people who want to shut down the government will vote no. That's their right. And people who want to keep the government open will vote yes. There'll be Republicans on either side. There'll be Democrats on either side. But what we hear is happening is they're going to bring it back and they're going to put more of their favorite things on it. The favorite thing. Who knows what they'll pick? They've got a lot. They want to shut down the Environmental Protection Agency. They want to stop us from cleaning up the air and the water. They want to stop us from addressing the issue of coal ash piling up all over the country. That's what they want to do, from what I read in the paper. And then they want to delay this health care bill, just as it's about ready to kick in. Well, we've been down this road before. We know what happens when the government shuts down. And I asked my staff to go back and go to the press and look at the stories, because I am not speaking make-believe. I'm speaking history. When Newt Gingrich and the Republicans shut down the government in the 90s, we all know what happened. It hurt our country. It hurt our economy. It hurt our seniors, our veterans, our businesses. It hurt anyone that even had 100 shares of stock in the stock market. It hurt the American people. Mark Zandi, an economist who advised Republican members of the Senate, predicts that a shutdown lasting just a few days would reduce our gross domestic product by 0.2 of a point. Now, how does that help us when our economic growth is curtailed by a shutdown? How does it help our economy when more than 169,000 federal employees in my state and many more nationwide are furloughed without pay? Will be more than 1 million federal employees and 169,000 in California. These are real people with real families, with real bills to pay, who get up and go to work for their nation. How does that help our economy? We know the last shutdown cost the federal government $1.4 billion. If you factor in inflation, that's $2 billion, and that was for 2 weeks, am I right? A 2-week shutdown cost $2 billion. Great, just what we need. Throw money out the window because we can afford it, right? No. Agencies are making their shutdown plans, Mr. President. Federal employees are preparing to be furloughed. And you know what happens when you get scared that you won't get a paycheck? You pull in. You don't go out to the movies. You don't go out for dinner. You are worried, and that has a trickle-down effect on small businesses. How does it help our seniors, Mr. President, when the Social Security Administration, on a shutdown, cannot process benefits for retirees? What happens if someone is widowed and she needs the help from her Social Security to get those burial benefits she is entitled to? Is that making the Republicans excited over there to hurt our seniors with Medicare, with Social Security. Medicare can't take any new patients because they won't be able to. In the last shutdown, 10,000 people a day were turned away. People who were waiting to turn 65 so they could get their Medicare care card, call up Medicare. No one is there. Sorry. Oh, that's a lovely thing to do to your mothers and dads, I say to my colleagues over there. Lovely. How does it help our veterans and their families when a new disability claim or a GI Bill claim cannot be processed? I can tell you it hurts them. There's already a huge backlog. This is just what we don't need. A shutdown where the backlog of claims gets worse and worse. And we all say we love our veterans. And I believe that when we say that, don't shut down the government and hurt our veterans. How does it help our small businesses? Republicans say they care about small businesses more than Democrats. That's a lot of hokum. How does it help our small businesses when they can't bid on government contracts or get small business loans through the SBA? I tell you, it hurts them. How is it going to help the more than 14,000 government contractors in California who may not get paid for their work on time? They will be hurt badly. They have bills to pay. They have employees to pay, and they won't be able to pay them. If you ask the average working person how close they are to really seriously being homeless, not be able to pay the rent, it's only a few weeks for a lot of our people. And I would ask, how does it help our health in this country when the EPA cannot clean up toxic Superfund sites? Those sites harm our families. They harm our children, and they'll be shut down. How does it help our fight against cancer and Alzheimer's when the NIH cannot enroll patients in drug trials? You know, if you ask people who the real enemies are, a lot of times they'll say, we worry about someone in the family getting a heart attack, getting a stroke, getting Alzheimer's, getting cancer. How does it help our families when the NIH can't enroll patients in drug trials and the CDC can no longer monitor new avian flu cases? And you tell me, Republicans who want to shut down this government, how does it help our businesses who, like our restaurateurs, our people who run hotels, when tourist visas cannot be processed? Tourist visas will not be processed, and people who are waiting to come to America to stay in our hotels are turned away. That is bad for this economy. If my colleague wants to know how much longer I'm going, it's going to be a good 20 minutes more.
Oh, thank you.
How does it help a family buy a house when the FHA can't process the loan? The American dream of owning a home is postponed. But that's what's going to happen. And tell me, how does it help a single mom when she can't get help from HHS in collecting child support to feed her family? And how does it help the families in Colorado? Their homes and roads and bridges destroyed when the National Guard, we just learned from Senator Udall, cannot start their work until the government reopens. It is downright dangerous. How does it help our school kids? How does it help our school kids who come to Washington to learn about our great nation? They go to the mall and they can't get in any museum. And you want to hear the ultimate outrage? The ultimate outrage? These Senate and House members who want to shut down the government will get paid during a government shutdown that they caused. Let me say that again. These Senate and House members who want to shut down the government, they personally will still get paid. Their families will have the paycheck during a government shutdown. In March of 2011, the Senate passed S-388, the Boxer-Casey bill, to prevent members of Congress from getting paid in the event of a government shutdown or a default. It's a very simple bill. Let me read it to you. Members of Congress and the President shall not receive basic pay for any period in which there's more than a 24-hour lapse in appropriations for any federal agency or department as a result of a failure to enact a regular appropriations bill or a continuing resolution, or if the federal government is unable to make payments or meet obligations because the debt limit has been reached. Our bill, I'm proud to say, passed the Senate. Senator Casey and I wrote a letter signed by 14 of our colleagues to Speaker Boehner and the Republicans, asking that they bring up and pass our bill. In that letter, we said, members who want to shut down the government should not continue to receive a paycheck while the rest of the nation suffers the consequences. Members of Congress and the President should be treated no differently than any other federal employee. We too should have to face the consequences of our actions. Speaker Boehner, he had time to put lots of other things on the docket, but not our bill, not our bill. And so we introduced a new one. So I'm here to say we have a bill, it's called S-55. It says the same thing. We're not going to get paid if we don't do the two basic functions we have to do: keep this government running and raise the debt ceiling. So I really want to ask, how is it that Republicans who are urging a shutdown of the government by virtue of their votes, and we have them in the Senate, why are they not co-sponsors of our bill? They don't care if the government is shut down. Get on my bill. I mean, I invite Senator Cruz, I invite Senator Lee, I invite them. They spoke for 21 hours, I think it was. Wow, that took a lot of strength. Maybe they have strength left to pick up the phone and call me and go on my bill. So they won't get paid, because as of now, they will. They want to protect their pay. They want to protect their families. Some of them even suggest taking away the employer contribution from our staff that is treated like almost every other employee in with a big employer, an employer contribution to health care. They want to take it away, but they want to get paid during a shutdown. So pick up the phone, Senator Cruz, and call me. I'll be delighted to hear from you, and let me put you on my bill, because that'll be very helpful. And then we can email all of your friends and tell them to get everybody else on the bill, and maybe, just maybe, we can make a little sacrifice if things go wrong. By the way, there's no reason for things to go wrong. We just passed a good bill, a clean bill. What we know is we're going to have arguments over health care, we're going to have arguments over Social Security, we're going to have arguments over the best way to move forward with sequester. That's fine. There's a time and a place. You don't put those issues on a continuing resolution to fund the government. You don't put those issues on a debt ceiling. And as Ronald Reagan said, put our economy in a very dangerous and precarious situation.